What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Above the Rim, presented by Afterthought Sports. I'm Austin Townley. This is James Derrick, and we're back with episode 16 of Above the Rim.
We are. Yeah, I'm James Derrick. Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
all I
Austin.
have to say about that.
Yeah, I'm glad you could join me today, James. The NBA Finals just ended last night. Game 7 was last night.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it.
We're hopping right into it because, wow,
man. So mixed emotions about that.
Yeah,
that NBA Finals. I mean, we gotta first and foremost, I think me and you both agree that was a great Finals. I can't ask for anything more. I mean, 7 games, the Stars played well, but the Thunder are your champions, right? I mean, that's the ultimate thing that happened.
Yeah.
But I'm sure not everyone is thinking about it that way as we wake up this morning and process what happened last night. I'm sure you are thinking about it a little bit differently than a normal Finals when it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Game 7. First Game 7 since 2016. But, it's not the happiest Game 7 in the world.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know. It's really, really heart-wrenching just because Tyrese Haliburton was 3 for 4, killing the Oklahoma City Thunder, having his way, doing whatever he wanted basically on the court, and tore his Achilles.
Yeah. And the part that sucks is just you could see start of that game, he was just aggressive. You could tell Rick Carlisle may have said something to him like, hey, hunt your shot today. You know what I mean? And he was like, even that third and final 3 that he made, he missed a 3 right before that. They kick it back out deep behind the line, shooting with confidence and bang. I can't imagine what kind of game he was going to have. Even if he didn't score as much, we know the more you score, the more it opens up those playmaking opportunities too. So, which obviously the Pacers needed as Oklahoma turned it up in the third quarter there. But hey, he was due for a big one.
You just hate to see it. I feel like we're going to get a historical Tyrese Haliburton Game 7. I mean, you could feel it watching the game. The Pacers came out gunning. Mm-hmm. They came out. They looked more prepared than Oklahoma City Thunder. Like when the game started, full team versus full team, Haliburton on the floor, fully healthy. Well, not fully, playing with a calf strain.
Yeah,
they were better. They were better the start of that game. I mean, both teams were missing shots.
Yeah,
but the Pacers were better. They were playing the fast game like they should have every single game. That's what they try to do all the time. Push the pace, move the ball up the court, zip it around. They were doing that to start the game, and then Tyrese Haliburton goes down, and I mean, the crowd.
Yeah,
I want to talk about for a second. The crowd in Oklahoma City, they felt horrible. They didn't want that. No basketball fan wanted that to happen. Regardless, You're rooting for the Thunder. You're on the Thunder. You don't want that. You want the best possible competition to be out there playing, and that didn't happen.
No, and if you're a Thunder fan, you don't want the excuse of Tyrese Haliburton was hurt, maybe you guys wouldn't have won, but also just you got to feel for him because the emotion that you see come out as soon as he hurts himself, he knew right away, screaming, "No, I did it!"
Dude,
they definitely had conversation before the game saying, "Hey, calf strain. You would not be the first person to tear their Achilles trying to play through a calf strain. It's one of the most common injuries that happens when you're trying to play through something like that." And man, it really makes you feel so sad and, just upset watching that moment happen. They replayed it not a couple times, a million times on the broadcast last night. And it was depressing as a sports fan, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even put it into words right now because it's so just unbelievable, like genuinely unbelievable. That's not what you're expecting, I mean, he knew that there was a really good chance that he could tear his Achilles going into that game. He talked about it. They were talking about before the game how he has had discussions with every single person in his family, in his circle, and he decided, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame Tyrese Haliburton whatsoever. if I'm in his position, I'm playing that game 7 too, no matter what.
Yeah, Richard Jefferson said, "Yeah, what? It's going to cost me a kidney. I'm going to play game 7.
Play game
I don't
7.
care. You know, it's the same thing.
You work your entire life for this very exact moment, and then you get the worst possible injury that can happen in sports. You tear your Achilles. That's 3 players this playoffs with an Achilles tear.
Yeah, and you know, it was just that they were so close to the finish line. I mean, so including playoffs, you play 105 games, at least the Pacers did. You know, that works out to 5,040 minutes of basketball, you know, for a 48-minute game. And Tyrese Haliburton tears his Achilles after playing 5,000 hours of basketball. That, you know, he didn't play 48 minutes a game. However, they went through 5,000 minutes of basketball with only, you know, 40 left. And dang. Which actually sucks because, you know, technically he only played 7 minutes. So he played 4,999 minutes of basketball before making it to the finish line, which
Not cool.
That's not cool, man. All that demon work that the Pacers were doing in the locker room, it came back to haunt them. But yeah, you know,
I hate to be laughing right now, but that was pretty funny. I know it's like a sad start to the episode, but you have to talk about it. It's the most important part of this game, and not even the Thunder winning being the most important part. Being the second best player in the series goes down like that, and the tragic factor. Shout out to SGA for going up to him as soon as it happened. You know, tap him on his shoulder, like, "Are you okay?" And he said, obviously he's not okay, but he wanted to, you know, be that competitor, and he wanted to show his compassion for Tyrese Haliburton. I thought that was really cool.
And he spoke like a true gentleman after the game as well, reflecting on Tyrese, and, you know, nothing but respect for SGA because, you know, hey, he is your Kia Finals MVP, whatever the hell, or regular season MVP and Finals MVP.
Yep.
You know,
he is the Bill Russell Finals MVP. He is I believe it's the Michael Jordan MVP now, they call it, or the Kia Michael Jordan MVP of the regular season. That's who's on the trophy.
That's right.
He was the
or something like
Magic Johnson Western Conference Finals MVP. They won the championship.
A lot of winning for SGA. I mean,
you know, he's good at basketball. People really hate him. He's really good at basketball. You can't deny it.
No, you can't. You can't deny it anymore. You know, it's not just SGA who's good at basketball. He did average 30, you know, if you want to round up 6 and 5 for the series. But I think we got to talk about this whole Thunder team in general for just a second, simply because they had possibly one of the best seasons ever. I mean, it's weird to look at this team and want to attribute that to them because they're such a young team. And a lot of these guys, you know, like, you know, my dad didn't know who Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was. You know what I mean? Like before this year. Right. My mom definitely didn't. Right. This isn't like, you know, commonly well-known players like you're used to, like your LeBron, Curry, you know, Kevin Durant. You know, as a whole, they go 84-21 in the entire season. That's a phenomenal record, but, you know, I'm sure there's been better. But the shocking part is they have plus 1,243 in the point differential, which is the largest cumulative point differential in NBA history. If you stack up all their points that they've gotten, you know, plus minus wise for every game. So, I mean, that's dominance.
That is dominance. It's complete dominance. I mean, when you have, but we were talking about this in the car. Say Chet or J-Dub go and leave, and they end up on another team. Who's to say they're not all NBA, first team, second team, third team?
Yeah,
when they're by themselves.
Chet would have to prove it a little more, but like J-Dub, we were talking about, you know,
he's all NBA this season. He was all NBA third team, right? Could if he had his own team, he could be first team.
I would love to see it. That'd be cool. I would want to watch it because I think he could do it. But obviously, so like I said, largest cumulative point differential in NBA history for the Thunder.
That's crazy.
And you know, they had to play a lot of extra games. They were in game 7 of the NBA Finals. However, you that can't go unnoticed, that not only were they winning most of the games that they played, but it didn't always come down to who was clutch.
Yeah.
They were winning games in blowout fashion all season in a loaded Western Conference if you're going to compare it to the East. So God knows what would have happened if OKC was in the East.
Oh man, they probably would have swept everybody. Like everybody, I think the Knicks probably would have beat them. Yeah, actually, no, can't even say that because the Pacers are in the East, and the Pacers were clearly this playoff's the best team in the East, in my opinion, and they shocked everybody. I mean, they took this Thunder team to 7 games.
They had no business doing that. Absolutely no business. I mean, just to compare, right? The Pacers over the course of the whole season, they go 65-40 overall. That's an eye-popping difference between 84 and 21. Yeah, and their point differential was plus 221. That's regular season and playoffs. I would like to, that for the Thunder as well, regular season and playoffs. The Thunder had 1,000 more points in the point differential than the Pacers did for the entirety of this season.
Unreal.
So, the Pacers on paper were not supposed to even remotely match up to this team, but they did, and I think a lot of that has to do they're coached phenomenally, and they were clutch ultimately. Is what.
Hey, dude, I got to give the Thunder their flowers. And it's really funny. Did you see videos in the locker room? None of them know how to pop champagne or anything, and Alex Caruso was helping them.
AC.
But I also want to say, why was that the most nonchalant way to win a championship of all time? Bro, they won the game. When they won, no lie, the only person that looked like he was insanely hyped was Lou Dort, Caruso, and J-Dub. SGA was like, yeah, good game. Chet was like, yeah, good game. And then even when it was just so nonchalant.
I think they're so young, they don't realize how hard it is to get to where they are right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just kind of my first thought about it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, they almost had no reaction to winning the NBA Finals.
So weird. I saw a TikTok this morning. It was who just won the Stanley Cup. Whoever just won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, the Florida.
Yeah, Florida just won. And they're all going crazy, dogpiling on each other at the end of the game. The Thunder win. They're just saying good game to everybody and walking around. SJ was barely smiling.
He's just nonchalant, man.
Dude, last season you had flipping Jason Tatum crying, screaming, "We did it, we did it."
Yeah.
And I don't even think anyone gave a reaction.
Hey, come on. The Thunder, it's almost you get the gist that they were expecting this from themselves. They expected to win these finals, and they did. But man, it was close. I would have loved to see Tyrese play in that game. However, TJ McConnell played some big minutes.
A dog. TJ McConnell, give him White Boy of the Year right now, man.
Yeah, where's Antonio Brown when you need him? Huh?
Oh, well, it's a bad time to bring up Antonio Brown.
Actually, it's probably not a good time right now.
Probably not a good time right now.
No, but he had 16 points last night, 8 for 13 from the field. His shot chart, I don't know if I'm not trying to make you do too much editing, but it's pretty damn good.
Throw it in there.
It's all green pretty much. So
yeah,
he was not only efficient, but he gave them a really good boost when they needed it. Obviously not just last night. I will say that Thunder defense was so good.
Yeah,
I have one more little nugget about the Thunder. So they allowed 2.5 fewer points per 100 possessions than the second-ranked Magic. The second biggest differential between the top 2 defensive teams in the 29 seasons for which we have play-by-play data. So it's essentially the Thunder were blowing everybody out of the water. Even the Magic were a phenomenal defensive team, as we know. 2.5 fewer points per 100 possessions. That is a massive difference. That's like when you're watching a Jimmy High Roller video and he's got a graph, and you always know he's cooking when he's got a graph.
Jokic is all the way at the top. The top corner.
Yeah.
Exactly. 20 feet below him. There's Michael Jordan and Kareem. And
that's unreal. What the Thunder did defensively. And, it is worth mentioning. I mean, TJ McConnell, not trying to shoot him down too much. He played, phenomenally, but he had 7 turnovers as well. And you have to imagine with Haliburton in the game, he runs the offense a little bit more crisp, and they don't turn the ball over quite as much. They were lacking a ball handler for sure, but hey, still got to give him a
that third quarter last night. It reminded me of like a baseball circus inning. You start throwing the ball around, other team scores a bunch of runs. That's what happened in the third quarter with the Pacers. Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, they were turning the ball over a lot. Neesmith had some stupid fouls. Even still, they were still staying they were within themselves in the game. The Thunder pulled away at the end of the third quarter. At about 7 minutes left in the third quarter, they started pulling away a little bit. And not really much you can do if you're going to turn the ball over a lot like the Pacers did. So I think they were even still in a good position to win that game, even at the end of the game. Yeah. If Aaron Neesmith didn't foul when they were down 10, they could have made it a 7-point game, and things are a lot different right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was, when you're getting down to the last couple minutes of the fourth there, and I'm sure they are gassed, but, it's probably hard to play sound defense at that point. I think, like you said, Thunder get out to a big lead, and it kind of just stayed there for the rest of the game. Or if you get rid of that 4 or 5 minute stretch where the Pacers were really just throwing the ball around, and I keep saying the Pacers were turning the ball over. The Pacers did this. It's a lot. It's the Thunder playing incredible defense. To be completely honest, they were pushing ball handlers way up to half court. Where you to the point where you double team there, where you have the sideline and half court to help you out there. But I mean, every switch that you got, no matter who it was, whether it was Caruso or Dort or Cason Wallace, who played phenomenally in that third quarter, forcing turnovers. Yep. All three of those guys could come up and just blitz ball handlers, and Pacers had no answer for it.
Do you want to say this? Don't want to be that guy. I don't. There were a few missed calls last night.
Yeah.
A few. The Thunder are clearly fouling Pacers players during a shot or just hand checking the entire possession, and nothing is called. I don't know what that's about. To be honest with you, it's not like I was watching the Pacers for that on defense. I was watching the Thunder for that, because the Thunder get a lot of foul calls. Didn't see a lot for the Pacers. I'm going to be so honest with you. I did not see the amount of foul calls that should have been called last night for Indiana.
I don't know if I have a formal opinion on this necessarily, but I will say I've heard a lot about, Lou Dort is he's hacking out there, I don't know.
Not the whole game.
I don't know necessarily. Maybe there's some hand checking that they just let them play through. I think specifically, game 7, they were playing, with their whistle in their pocket a little bit more if they could. But I don't know. I've seen that. I've seen people complaining about that. And I don't know if that's just confabulated from the fact that the Pacers lost or whether that's actually true or not. I should really just watch Lou Dort the entire time, because that's who everyone was complaining about, is Lou Dort. But I think he was playing really good defense.
SGA had a few too. There's a few possessions where SGA is clearly fouling Andrew Nembhard during a shot and nothing was called.
Wait, that could have been crucial too, because he had 5 fouls right at the end there. So
I know.
Kind
of unreal. But shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oh, as Jack Haskell would say though, shout out TJ McConnell.
Yes.
But awesome. Congratulations, Oklahoma City. This is the 7th different champion in 7 seasons.
Good for the NBA.
Yeah. You got the Thunder. You got the Nuggets. Celtics. Then you got the Warriors, right? And the Nuggets. And then who was 22? Oh man, now I'm blanking.
What, you're talking about
before the Nuggets? Oh, the Bucks.
Before the Nuggets? The Bucks. How could you forget?
And then you had the Lakers. And then you had, who was before the Lakers? It was before the bubble. Who won that ring?
Raptors? Was that before that?
Yep. Okay. Toronto.
Yeah.
So yeah, gotta love that, dude. New champion for the past 7 years. Hopefully we get a new champion next year. Don't know how likely that is. I know it won't be the Phoenix Suns, but
I honestly hope it's the Pacers right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, me rooting for him. No
Tyrese next season. So
I want the Knicks to win, to be completely honest, but that's not gonna.
They don't even have a head coach, bro.
No, they're not. They're not gonna be good. They fired Tibbs. The hell.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
not gonna be. If
good. We're gonna be
tangent.
We can get into the offseason stuff. Yeah. We've done enough on the finals. Congratulations. The Thunder deserve it. They're by far and away the best team this season. I think it's gonna look a lot different next year. They're gonna have that same squad, but the NBA is gonna be pretty different. So we'll see. Maybe we'll have a repeat champion. Maybe we'll have a new champion. 8 different champions in 8 seasons. That'd be awesome.
Honestly, had the Thunder lost, they would have been one of the best teams not to be completely
exactly.
honest.
So it would have been historic regardless. But the NBA season just ended, and it has already been crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knicks fired Thibodeau as soon as they lost. Desmond Bane was traded to the Magic, and Kevin Durant was just traded to the Houston Rockets.
Your boy was traded.
Wow.
Sorry, do you want to run through Desmond Bane first? That happened.
Yeah,
first.
we can run through Desmond Bane first. So, the Grizzlies received 4 first-round picks, a first-round pick swap, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Cole Anthony. And then the Orlando Magic received Desmond Bane, one of the league's premier three-point shooters, to a team that was literally the worst three-point shooting in the league by far.
Yeah, I like the move. You know, I think Desmond Bane was that guy you should bring in. He can definitely score the ball. A lot of first round picks kind of makes you grimace a little bit, you know, because you don't like to see a team give up that many firsts, especially if you could come back to this trade in 5 years and say, look at this.
Imagine they don't even make the playoffs.
No, see, because that's something that would happen. No, I think the Magic are too young and too good to miss the playoffs. But
yeah,
you know, obviously the technically 5 first round picks.
Technically,
I feel like they threw in Cole Anthony and KCP like a bag of chips in an apple core, like just at the end, like, and they're not.
Yeah,
like Cole Anthony and KCP, those are 2 good
rotational guys.
Yeah. Exactly. And KCP, who can obviously shoot the hell out of the ball.
He's won championships.
Yeah.
He's actually, funny thing, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Drew Holiday, and Alex Caruso are the only players in the league to win more than one championship in the 20s. In the 2020s.
Okay. Well, we're only halfway through, so, you know. But, wow, we are halfway through. That's weird to say, but yeah.
That's crazy.
We're probably really close. Like, we're probably maybe still closer to 2020 than 2030, but in like the matter of a month, we'll be closer to 2030 than 2020, if we aren't already. I don't actually know.
No, we're almost halfway. Next month will be 6 months.
Yeah.
So, wow. Anyways, that's weird. Sorry, that just low key blew my mind because I feel like 2020 was
time, man. Time is crazy.
The Orlando Magic are now the 5th favorite to win the finals.
What? When was that?
As of yesterday.
Well, you have to imagine without Tyrese Haliburton for all of next year, the Pacers drop like a rock.
Yep.
But 5th?
They are the 5th favorite. The 5th betting favorite to win the NBA Finals next season is the Orlando Magic, and I am here for it, man. If they're in the playoffs next season, okay, and my Suns don't make it, I'm rooting for the Magic, dude. Imagine the Orlando Magic winning a championship. That'd be sweet. I mean, they're not gonna. Sorry, they're probably not gonna. But
No,
hey, that'd be awesome. I think Desmond Bane, like taking time to reflect on the trade, taking time to actually think about the trade. I think Desmond Bane is the perfect guy for this team. They don't need a superstar guy when you have Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. They're both incredible. They can both average 25 a game. But now they have arguably the best defensive backcourt in the NBA with Jalen Suggs and Desmond Bane, who can now shoot.
And not to mention, and I think this is why you see so many first-round picks for Desmond Bane, is, I mean, he's got 4 years left on his contract, his extension, actually, that he signed.
He just signed
the 5-year, $200 million or so.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of the value is that he's locked in for 4 years with this team. You know, Paulo's going to still be there. Franz will probably still be there. Jalen Suggs will probably still be there. So they have the makings of something that could be, you know, potentially very good in the coming years. But I'm, you know, just keep some tabs on the Magic. I'm not sure if they go crazy next year or maybe if it's a year after or what or when, but
you know,
they're here to play.
I'm liking the idea and the blueprint that the Thunder have laid out for the NBA. I love the simple idea of, okay, we're done with super teams. We're done. It's over. Let's build a team, have them play together for a few years and see what they can do. Because I'm not going to lie, the NBA for the past few years, it's been like, all right, this guy's here for 2 years and he dips. This guy's here for a year and then he gets traded. 3 years, someone else gets traded because he doesn't like playing with him.
Yeah.
I want to see a team mend, go through pain and loss together, go through all the hard work together, build a culture, and I want to see teams like that, like the Thunder did, like the Celtics did, like the Warriors did, and win a championship.
Yeah, and something to piggyback on that is you really hope that the Pacers don't hit the panic button too soon and blow anything up. I mean,
it would be a shame.
I'm not sure if they were supposed to make the finals, and I'm sure the front office probably knows that. I think they do need to get a little bit better, but you don't want to see them get rid of any of those core guys. I mean, Miles Turner's been there for forever. Siakam, I mean, he's only been there for a couple years now, but still not even. But Haliburton needs to stay. Miles Turner needs to stay. Siakam needs to stay. Nembhard needs to stay. Nesmith needs to stay. But then you get to that many guys, and it's like, can they pay all those guys and have them stay around?
It's rough. I mean, TJ McConnell, he's got to be the best backup point guard in the NBA.
At this point.
I mean, come on. He gives it his all every single time. He genuinely, and they were saying this on the broadcast last night, he is the only player that I consistently see playing through himself, as in he's going to his spot, he's going to get his shot off majority of the time, and he's not going to take any shots that he wouldn't take. Or he's not going to take any shots that he wouldn't see himself making or that he doesn't normally consistently take.
Do you practice that shot?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
He does.
Actually. He does. And he's going to get to his spots, and he's going to make the right play almost every time. Yes, he had a lot of turnovers last night, but he was getting to his spots. He was playing within himself, and he didn't try to do anything special or extra to make it look pretty or look cool. He played within himself, and it was helping them a lot. I think teams like that who have good benches, and they know how everybody's going to play, and they have a good system, that's going to be the new blueprint for the NBA, and I love it.
Well, it's a blueprint for the new NBA. I mean, you go back 20 years, the 30th, the top 30 guys in the draft are not going to all be contributing in the NBA. No. I think rounds like 1 and 2, you have so many 3-and-D guys, so many guys who could, play defense and shoot at a high level for any team in the NBA. Like, we're getting to the point where G League guys are really, really, really good. So I think there's just so much more talent in general.
Oh, 100%.
That, finding yourself an Aaron Nesmith or an Andrew Nembhard is easy at this point in the NBA. So, like you said, maybe not in the path of super teams, but just get your core couple of guys and just role players that play really well. And especially in a tight-knit group, if they play together for a couple of years, like you said. I like that blueprint a little more.
Denver did it too. That team was together a long time. All they did was add Aaron Gordon. That's literally what they did. They added Aaron Gordon, they added KCP. That is exactly what they did. Those guys played together for years and years, and they won a championship. I mean, I'm sick of the big threes. I'm sick of the quote-unquote super teams. It's stupid. It clearly doesn't work. It doesn't. When's the last time a super team worked? Golden State?
Yeah, I mean, that was like a super team. What even, come on.
Yeah.
We're talking about a team that won 73 games and went to the finals and then adds Kevin Durant. I'm really glad we're past that. Sorry.
Oh man,
viewership had to be down. People say no one watches the NBA now. Come on, no one watches the NBA then.
Nobody wanted to watch the NBA when Kevin Durant signed with the Warriors, bro, because they had the best season of all time, arguably. When they added Kevin Durant, are we dead ass?
Yeah, I'm glad we're past that. I'm glad we're not. It's doing unreal. That anymore.
He just loves jumping ship.
Yeah. Kevin Durant.
Okay. Yeah, I want to preface this. I love Kevin Durant. I never wanted Phoenix to trade him. I think we should have retooled around Book and KD, but Bradley Beal made it very difficult.
I think that was kind of obviously what happened is you go halfway through the season and they start shopping Bradley Beal because, well, if they could get rid of Bradley Beal and keep D-Book and KD, they would have, but they just can't. I think Bradley Beal would have had to play a lot better in order for you guys to get a deal that you liked, which he did not. Sorry. Hopefully he'll play better next season. But that obviously brings us to our next topic, and that's Kevin Durant getting traded to the Rockets.
Give me the trade.
Yeah, so the Suns receive pick number 10 in the NBA draft, Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and 5 second-round picks, which I kind of like that. You guys just need picks in general for the next coming years, and there's talent in the second round. And the Rockets get Kevin Durant. Man, I think too many people are saying that the Suns lose this trade easily. I don't think it's as clear-cut as that. There are a lot of things that could go very right for the Suns, depending on how these picks work out. And obviously Jalen Green's a bit of a project and maybe doesn't fit the team. But again, let's see what wizardry the Suns can pull off here. What do you think, Austin?
Matt Ishbia, you should have never came to Phoenix. You should have never put yourself involved in basketball ownership. You are trying to play my league in the NBA. This is not a video game, Matt. Okay? It's not even close, buddy. You took a championship team, tore them apart a season after they lost the finals.
That is crazy.
And look what happened, buddy. You're stuck with Bradley Beal making $50 million a season to come off the bench.
You just called your GM buddy.
You're right. You're not my buddy. You're not. I want to preface that. When I say buddy, I'm mad. I'm mad.
Man, you lucky he's not in here. He'd whoop your ass.
I don't know. I think I have a lot of anger.
You're pretty mad about it?
Mad? Am I mad? James, we traded Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and all those picks for Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks.
That's pretty good, man.
No, you can't be for real.
No, I'm not.
Seriously. Seriously? What the hell?
Hey. I have a question to ask you.
What?
Are the Rockets contenders now?
Yup. They were before.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of a stupid question.
If anything, they just got better because they just got rid of their most inconsistent player, who is arguably could have been their best player, but he's the most inconsistent.
I mean, they'll miss Dillon Brooks a little. Not really. No, Kevin Durant's pretty good. I'm interested to see how this team molds. It's a way different team. I think way better. Like you said, Jalen Green, not the most consistent player. But you guys could have something to work with him. He is young. Former, second pick?
He is 23 years old. And yes, I gave the reaction that I just gave. But I do like Jalen Green. He is inconsistent. He can be a streaky shooter. But guess what? He's going to be a star. I don't care. He averaged 23 a game last year. 21 a game. He's going to be a star in the NBA. You saw it when SGA got traded. Superstar. When Tyrese Haliburton got traded. Superstar. Jalen Green, you better be next, buddy. Because, listen, if you're going to be in Phoenix, I'm going to love you, bro. I will. I'm going to love watching you play. I genuinely will. You're exciting. You're athletic. You can shoot. I'm going to see more posterizing dunks than I've ever seen in my life watching the Suns. That's awesome. I hate your buddy. Dillon Brooks, I don't like him as a person. I don't.
You don't like Dillon Brooks at all, man? Come on.
I think he's an issue. I think
you're
he just
gonna
brings
like him.
Problems.
You're going to like him.
I think he's a culture setter. I think that's cool. But I think it's like he's a Walmart Draymond Green. That can't pass.
I don't know. I think you're going to end up liking Dillon Brooks.
I might. You're right. But I think he comes with a lot of baggage.
I don't know. I don't think I'm not sure if he's necessarily a problem starter. I don't know if you have any basis for that claim, but I think he's one of those guys where you love him if he's on your team, you hate him if you play against him.
No, you're probably right.
And time will tell with him. I think he obviously has a strap. Jalen Green, by the way, did average 21 points last season and a career high 35% from three. So something to work with is what you have. But you also have the 10th pick in the NBA draft, which leads us to our next point, is the NBA draft is coming up. And I know who you want with that number 10 pick, right? I mean, you're looking for a big guy, but is he going to be there?
Oh, man, I can only hope and pray it's Mala Walker.
Come on, Malawak.
Come on, Malawak. Or Derek Queen.
Malawak. I actually don't know.
I don't know how to say his last name. I might be butchering it. I'm sorry. But Derek Queen, Malawak, hey. Bring your ass.
No, so you guys need a paint presence. You guys definitely need a shot blocker. But something that I've been noticing is how rapidly Knipple
I don't get this.
raising up in those mock drafts. He's currently for ESPN projected at 4, and for CBS Sports he's projected 5 to the Jazz.
Why?
So, well, let me tell you. Okay, he shot 41% from 3.
It's good.
On 14 points a game. Didn't have like great assist numbers necessarily, but you don't really always see that in college hoops. But he's also 18, 19. I think I want to say 19. I lost his age somewhere. He's young. Okay. I looked in 3 different mock drafts. Every pick in the top 10 is 19 or younger. I think there's one mock draft that has a 20-year-old. I forgot which one and who it was, but that's something to notice too, is people are drafting as young as they possibly can.
As I should.
You don't think maybe people should be going for anyone a little older? Maybe a Walter Clayton Jr., not in the top 10. I'm just saying. But he's projected 20 and up.
Yeah,
should someone like Walter Clayton Jr. be, maybe a tail end lottery pick at 14? You don't think
he's
so?
like a next Cam Thomas.
That's the best he can do?
Yeah, I don't know. He's already 23?
Just help me out here a little, because there are, people that watch college sports, and just college sports. How does his game not translate to the NBA?
How does his game not translate to the NBA?
Because it does.
I'm going to tell you, bro.
He can shoot extraordinarily well.
He can. Yeah.
Is that it?
No, look, basketball's not just shooting. I think he doesn't really do the dirty work. I don't think he plays that great of defense. I'm not a scout. Yeah, I'm not a scout. I'm just giving my opinion. I don't think he's really game changing for an NBA team. And Knupple is kind of screaming Christian Laettner. Feels a little. Not obviously the hype, but I don't know, dude. I don't. He's kind of built like Alexei Pokusevski. He didn't really pan out.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not quite like that. He's got a little bit more meat on the bones, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to like it the more I see it. Him in the top 5. Ace Bailey should probably
he's falling
be in the top 5 as well. However, I've seen some drafts even have him as late as 8 or so, 10 even.
If Ace Bailey falls to 10 in Phoenix, I would actually go insane. I don't even know what I'd do. If we somehow get Ace Bailey, oh my Lord, we're saved. We're actually saved.
He could be your savior. But
I think it's a really, this draft class is absolutely stacked.
It's a good draft to trade into.
It is stacked.
And be at 10. However, if Malawak is off the board, that kind of leaves you with 2 choices here. If Derek Queen is still available, you could draft Derek Queen. Or you could get Colin Murray Boyles out of South Carolina. That's actually who ESPN has you taking. He averaged 17 a game with 8 rebounds, but he's a 6'7" power forward. You don't really like that?
We need a big guy. Our only big guy is Nick Richards right now, and Oso Iguodala, who is good. He's very good. He's going to go into year 2. Him and Ryan Dunn, they had very good rookie seasons. Very underrated rookie seasons, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's interesting just because of his size. His size really throws it off for me, and Phoenix needs big guys. They have a roster full of guards. Okay, Phoenix has Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Grayson Allen. Should I keep going?
Yeah, and well, what if Ace Bailey ends up at 10? You're gonna draft another guard?
He can play the 3.
Yeah. But so Derek Queen, he's 6'10". He's obviously a lot bigger and a bit more of a scoring threat. But would you ever, if you don't get Malawak, you don't want to trade out? You're not saying?
Nah. We need to get some young guys because we also barely have anybody on the roster. We're still in the second apron. If actually this trade costs us more money. The trade literally cost Phoenix more money.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, Bradley Beal, can you go home? Like, for real? Leave. Get out. You're don't want you.
So rude to Bradley Beal.
I don't. No, it makes me mad because Kevin Durant, in the interview, he found out he got traded to Houston at Fanatics Fest. He was on stage. He was clearly visibly very happy. In the interview, someone asked him about, for the devastated Suns fans, and he was like, they're not devastated. They want to be gone. No, we didn't. We want Bradley Beal gone. Bradley Beal is literally the reason we are in the position we are in right now. He is the whole reason we are in the position we are right now. I can't.
We really can't. We can't afford for another tangent on Bradley Beal. No, you need to stop.
But you need to leave. Either let us buy you out or let us send you somewhere. Dude, get out. You can't start all 3. Jalen Green, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. You thought you were going to get more shots, Beal. No, you're not. Because I'm telling you, I'd rather have Jalen Green shoot every time compared to you at this point. Like, I would. It's Jalen Green is a 23-year-old stud. The second pick in the draft like 3 years ago.
You talk a lot of smack, but Bradley Beal walked in that door right now. You'd kiss his feet.
We're not doing this. Nope.
Yes, you would.
Nope.
You would kiss his feet.
No, I'd tell him, can you go?
No, you would not. So, Bradley Beal walks in the door.
So, Bradley, where else would you want to play other than Phoenix?
Oh, my God.
You are
Florida? Not serious at all.
You like Florida?
That is so unserious.
How's Atlanta?
Are there any other teams in the NBA draft that you could see possibly moving where they're at?
Yeah. I could see New Orleans moving up. I know they want to pair Zion with a stud because, that team is in shambles. Shambles. Holy cow, that team stinks.
Well, I will say, I know moving up, it could cost them an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
However, at 7, they are projected Trey Johnson out of Texas. He's
really
an
good.
absolute dog.
He's really good.
It's a talented draft. I was looking at the board, and I'm sure I'm very wrong. I don't see 1 through 10 trading their pick to get up or anything.
Washington could. That's the only other team that I really see trading up. I read that they're willing to give up insane names to get number 2 and draft Dylan Harper. They want Dylan Harper so bad. I'm pretty sure they're going to be willing to trade their entire flipping team for Dylan Harper.
Do you think they would be fine with Ace Bailey? That's what ESPN says they're going to get. So
Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 6.
If you're not fine with Ace Bailey, bro, go home.
Yeah, right. I don't think they're getting Ace Bailey at 6. BJ
Edgecombe is now projected 3 for Philly.
Yeah. I did see that. I
do like that. I think that's really cool. I think that's interesting because you could throw him at the 3. You could throw him at the 3, or you could throw him at the 2. You could run a lineup in Philadelphia that'd be kind of weird and small, but you could really do Maxey, McCain, Edgecombe, George, Embiid. You could do that, or you could do something like Maxey, Edgecombe, George. Who's their power forward?
Yabusele.
I don't even know if he's under contract.
They got some moves to make in the offseason too. They
got Jared McCain come off the bench. I don't know.
Low-key pressure is on for the, not low-key, high-key pressure is on for the Sixers. They also have
Quentin Grimes too,
that is true. They
played really well for them last season. He's probably going to earn himself some good rotational minutes.
Possibly, but they got a lot of work. They got their work cut out for them. They need to make a team that barely won how many games? 20 something?
They suck.
Terrible.
They were horrible. I also read something that they've had discussions with Utah about potentially flipping Paul George for Utah to move up, get that 3rd pick, and Philly moves down. Who knows? Utah's another one of those teams who they can't win the lottery. They can never win in the lottery. They don't ever get a good pick.
Depending on what the Sixers get in return there with how deep this draft is, I don't think that's a bad decision for them at all to move down a little bit and just get, you still end up with, Trey Johnson or honestly, I know they probably want a power forward, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's any outstanding power forward prospects necessarily in this draft. However, you could get a stretch 4 or something like that.
Yeah, and then they're offloading them off of that Paul George contract, which is horrendous. Like, if you're looking at that contract from just this season, it's horrendous. You don't want him on the team. But hey, maybe next year he's like actually good.
Maybe you just hope he's
healthy.
He
had a bad injury year. Like, that's the whole thing with Philadelphia. This year was ridden with injuries. Embiid, Paul George, Jared McCain, even Tyrese Maxey, like, they couldn't catch a break. They weren't good.
No. That's putting it lightly.
It's obviously why they sucked. But
yeah, whatever.
We will see on Wednesday what happens in this draft. I don't know.
You have reason to be excited now.
I do have a reason to watch and be excited. I am looking forward to it a lot. I always watch the draft regardless, but now I have a reason to be, super into it. The last draft that I was super into for Phoenix was 2018 when we got Ayton and Mikal. We traded for Mikal. That was awesome. The last time we had the 10th
and the
pick,
Sixers didn't get Mikal.
Yeah.
What his mom worked for the Sixers?
His mom works there. He's from Philadelphia. He played at Villanova. They drafted him, traded him 5 minutes later.
What a troll. That's so funny.
And we traded him for, he got traded for like Jarrett Culver or something. And I thought he was going to be like insane.
Yeah, I forgot who that.
I don't know who it was. Maybe not Jarrett Culver.
Anyways.
The last time Phoenix had the 10th overall pick, we drafted Jalen Smith and then we traded him to Chicago and Indiana. He went to Indiana. Could have just won a ring, but he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Okay. What are your honest thoughts on the Kevin Durant trade? Like, do you like it? I mean, I think Houston is a team to be scared of.
I mean, no, in terms of your return on investment, I mean, obviously you guys lose, but that's not what you're comparing here. You're talking about, I mean, yes, he's a superstar still and probably can play till he's 40, but we're talking about a 37-year-old Kevin Durant, and you get a great young star in Jalen Green. You get a solid veteran presence in Dylan Brooks. The 5 second-round picks, I mean, God knows, one of those could be, an all-star or something like that. And then you have the 10th overall pick.
Yeah.
I mean, time will tell. I don't think it's nearly as unfair as people say it is, because if you keep Kevin Durant and run this whole thing back next season, I don't see you guys magically getting better, right? So you're trading away Kevin Durant just at least for the possibility that you have a better next season. I think it's fine. I think you guys did fine.
Yeah, no, I don't love the trade, but what else? That's the best we're going to get for him at this point in his career. If we had traded him to Miami, I was really going to flip because they wouldn't give us.
Miami doesn't have anything that they can really give you that you want.
Yeah, like I don't want Andrew Wiggins. They were going to give us 1 first-round pick, and it was going to be trash. Like it probably wasn't going to be anything. So
yeah,
I think from the whole Kevin Durant sweepstakes standpoint, yes, this was the right offer to make, even though I was hating on it, and I do hate on it. It's the best we could have gotten. I don't really know what else we could have done. We should have just never traded for Bradley Beal. Should have kept the core, CP, Ayton, Book, and Kevin Durant, and let it run its course.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe there's a chance you could have gotten a better deal from the Spurs, but if you did, you would have taken that one, and you didn't. So that had to have been the best one.
No, Kevin Durant, you get what you want. You're in Houston. Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden have all played for the Houston Rockets.
That's so funny. That's weird.
And they might recruit Russell Westbrook to come back.
Oh, man. Yeah, God
kind
knows.
of crazy.
Yeah.
Gotta be one of them, right? Gotta be one, right?
I really wish James Harden won a ring with the Rockets, man.
Yeah, too bad he'll never win a ring anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. Can't count out the Clippers yet.
He's a free agent.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's see. Chris Middleton just picked up his $33 million player option for the Wizards. R.I.P. dog.
I'd like to see how our Wizards fan of the pod, Sean Wallace, thinks about paying Chris Middleton $33 million a year.
I should text him after this. He texted me about the Kevin Durant trade. when it happened. By the way, I woke up to that trade.
Yeah.
I was taking a nap or something and check my phone. I wake up and I actually started screaming. I'm not kidding. I started screaming in my house. Nobody was home. So I was like, this is horrible.
Drama
Whatever.
queen.
I look forward to watching Jalen Green. I actually do. I think it could be a fun backcourt, him and Book.
Yeah.
Book isn't a point guard.
It's exciting. Yeah, you guys still really are lost over there. You don't have a starting lineup necessarily. You just kind of,
No.
you don't have like positions filled or anything.
We have Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Bradley Beal, Ryan Dunn, Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, Oso Ighodaro, Nick Richards. Pretty positive that's our whole team.
You get to Reese.
Oh, Ty Washington. He's a two-way guy.
What about,
Colin Gillespie,
yeah.
little white boy. My goat.
Yeah, man. You guys, he'll be your point guard.
God, please no.
Go trade for TJ McConnell.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love if we signed Chris Paul back, to be fully honest with you. He's a point god. He's him. I miss you. I actually wanted you to leave when you left, but looking back, I was wrong. I was so wrong. You just played 82 games last season. Like, that's crazy. He played 82 games this season for San Antonio.
Yeah.
Every single game. You started in every single game. Good for you, CP. Bro. I don't know if he started on every game, actually.
No, maybe he did. I don't actually know.
But I know he played every single one.
Oh, yeah, good for him. Oh, do you want to know what I just remembered?
What?
Is you were wrong about the finals. You thought the Pacers were going to win. So
I did pick the Thunder, but last week I said I think the Pacers are going to win.
yeah, and you tweeted it last night.
Yeah, I did. Whatever.
Bad sign if he thinks you're going to win. Bad sign. Just saying. It's a death sentence if Austin thinks you're going to win.
Listen, dude, come on. Like, you thought the Pacers were going to win last night when the game started. Be for real.
I wouldn't have tweeted it.
Yeah, I tweeted it. I don't care.
Yeah, of course I thought they were going to win. Tyrese came out shooting, man. We already
Whatever.
talked about all that.
Whatever, dude. You're hating. You're hating so heavy right now.
Just so you know, I'm always hating on you.
I mean, there's really not much going around in the NBA. This has been kind of a long episode anyways. So I think I'm going to end it here.
All right.
James, thanks for joining. Great insight as always. We'll be back next week for another episode if something's happening. Maybe just come on and shoot the shit.
Talk the draft.
Talk about the draft, what happened there. I'm sure it'll be exciting. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of unexpected things happening in the next upcoming weeks in the NBA. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, hit that like button. And, as always, peace.